All right, good morning. So I'm having my morning coffee with you. I just came back from a short run, and this was, I guess, the result of the thoughts in that run. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. Hi guys, my name is Donnie Rouse, and you are listening to the podcast One Life. Stay the course. If you are attempting something new, if you are attempting something you've never done, or if you are attempting something where the payoff is far out in the future, meaning the result is far out in the future, chances are somewhere along the way you are going to experience some challenges as well as some doubt as to whether or not you should keep on going, whether or not you are good enough to do what it is you're setting out to do in the first place. When you encounter this doubt, because it's not a matter of if, I believe it's a matter of when, you have to remember what it is you're going out for in the first place and why you want it. It's so common for, I don't know, it's part of like the human makeup where we doubt our abilities. Meanwhile, if you were to ask any single person around you, they would be like, oh, yeah, of course. I know they could totally do it. I believe in them. But when the things are swirling in your own head, you start to doubt. When you are alone, you spiral. So the intention of this episode here is just to give you a little framework on how to get out of that if you are in that little spin zone. And it's the 3 W's: what, why, and who. I had mentioned on a podcast earlier, I'd went to see a local artist perform at a bar nearby. And when he was on the stage, he had a hard time putting it together. He was sharing his doubts. He was sharing his hardships. And as a result, he couldn't get out in front of himself to perform and to serve all the people that he was meant to serve, the people who were coming to listen to his music. How often do you get in that same trap where you get in your own way? When I was in the crowd and I was watching him, I empathized with him because I realized it is part of the human condition. We're social creatures, and we need people in order to survive. No man is an island. No one does it alone. Looking at my own life, I have similar challenges I've been facing. You might have heard me mention on here before that I am creating a course called the One Life. I'm not sure if it's going to call Blueprint, but essentially the intention of the course is to give you a life vision that is clear and one that compels you, pulls you forward. Because when you have that clarity for your life, all of a sudden now, all the decisions you have to make daily start to make sense. You start to be able to filter out what actions are going to move you towards your goal, what actions are going to take you away from your goals. In doing that, it requires a lot of new action. It requires me to learn how to conduct a course. It requires me to amp up social media. If you've been following me on Instagram, you'll see that 3 days a week, I am posting 4 times a day. Slowly working up to maybe doing 4 times every day. But whenever you try to put in a new process, a new habit, you're going to encounter some challenges. That's why whenever you're doing it, such as when I was doing the Instagram, starting small, which I feel like 4 times, 3 days a week is still kind of large, but starting small. So this way you build up and you getting into the habit of doing it. It was actually still, like, in hindsight now, I feel like that routine that I had is probably still a little bit ambitious, and that I could have probably done like maybe twice a day. But I like to just go all in, and I'm disciplined in that way. But you want to make it easy for yourself to take the new habit, take the new routine, and incorporate it into your life. I'll give you something similar with, I guess with the post. It's challenging to be live sometimes because coming on here, I know I'm live, but you don't really see the interaction, right? You don't. I look afterward and I'll see people comment on the live feed, but it's almost like in a way, I feel like I'm talking to myself because as I'm looking at the screen, I'm literally looking at myself on the monitor. So doing that requires you to step through some boundaries and be okay with how you're showing up. And I'm talking about doing like lives on Instagram because, then people join in. You're like, oh my God, right now I have like 3 people watching me. People jump out. You're like, what? Where'd they go? And the reason I'm mentioning this to you is that we're going to go to those 3 W's, is to remind you of the reasons and why you're doing it in the first place, right? Because unless you are reminding yourself about that on a daily basis, it's easy to forget. It's easy to fall off track. It's easy to veer off course. So what are those 3 W's? The first thing is what? And what, not what in the sense that you're doing, but what is it that you wanted in the first place? Why, like, what are you doing? In another word, it's saying, well, what is the grand vision? We're starting with the end in mind. What is it? In the example I just gave you, the course, the One Life course. Okay, that is the what. Create this One Life course to give people clarity on their life. 2, why do you want to do it? Why do I want to do it? 1, I want freedom of location, right? Doing this course is something that would allow me to work from anywhere, to do my purpose from anywhere in the world. Why else? Doing this course was something that I had thought about for years, had been literally simmering in my mind for years. And the intention behind doing the course was to get people to step out, to prioritize experiences that they would remember for the rest of their life, experiences that would change their life. Going back to the experiences I've had in all of my travels, the friends I've met, the experiences I've had, things I've seen, tasted, nothing could take those away. It doesn't matter how much money I make, lose. When I have those experiences, they are very much a part of me, and they've changed who I am. And that is what I want to give to the people who would take that. And that's why I'm creating the course. And then who? Who would benefit from it? I think of the people who enjoy, tune into this podcast, for example, and the friends of mine who have told me that they've listened to it and the podcast has helped them because it's very much, they're all connected in some way. And I think about them hearing these words and taking action and mustering up the courage to pursue the life that they were meant to live. Being the strength for those people is what really pulls me forward and makes me take the action when I might be hesitant or afraid to. So let's bring it back to your life. Like, where are you? Did you commit to something where you're not standing true in that commitment? Where did you say you were going to do something and the goal is it's far out somewhere? Maybe it's a year, maybe it's 5 or 10 years. What is that you're doing? What is the thing that you are going after? Secondly, why are you doing it? What was it that you hope to gain? How will it change your life? How will you feel after you've done this thing, after you've achieved it? And then lastly, I found this could be the biggest mover of them all, is just who will benefit from the service you're providing or whatever it is you're going after. It could be family members being just so happy because they are cheering you on. It could be people who are benefiting from your work in some way, who are getting enjoyment in some way from something that you're making, like the cup of coffee I make. Who benefits from it? It could be the people who are helping you in the endeavor. Maybe you hired a graphic designer and someone else. Maybe they are so excited to see your success because your success is their success and they get fulfillment out of helping people. So find someone who benefits from the thing you're going after, because it will only pull you forward rather than have to be pushed by your willpower alone. Everything in your life is going to require you to break through that resistance, to break through that comfort zone, to take repetitive action, to make that action a habit. And I can't stress clarity enough. In the past, in the past, I'm always I'm always asking what, and trying to get even more clear as to what it is that I want to get more detailed, because the more detailed you can get, the stronger the emotional pull is. When you are super clear, you know exactly what you're going after. You know why you're going after it. All of a sudden now you can make a straight line. You're not going to be moving around like a ping pong ball. So I guess on a finishing note, how can you get more clarity on what it is that you're going after? Clarity on what the outcome is, clarity on how you're going to feel when you get it, clarity on how it'll change your life. These are all the things that are going to move the needle forward. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. Comment, question, you can send those to me via my website at www.donnyraus.com. Again, DonnyRaus.com. And if you are interested in joining the One Life course that I'm going to be releasing in June, you can do so by just signing up for the mailing list. The page is not up yet, but sign up for the mailing list and you will be the first to know, and you can take that journey before the new year. There's no reason to wait for the new year for you to start that journey to get clarity on your life. You can do it at any moment. You can say, today is the day that I'm starting my life. Today is the day I'm starting my year. It doesn't have to be, December 31st. You can choose to change your life at any moment by making the decision now. That is what I hope for you guys. I wish you guys the most beautiful and blessed and happy lives, ones filled with passion, joy, and excitement. Remember, you only get one life. Live it. God bless, and I will see you again.